Now it's time to upcycle some more of this stuff that's in my shed. This week I'm going to be renovating this stool. As you can see, it's not looking very well. The stuffing is all coming out, but it still works okay as it goes round and round smoothly. But it just needs to be re-upholstered and the wooden base needs renovating. So hold tight for another DIY video and I'll show you how I'll upcycle this stool. First of all, I'm going to take the top off. It just unscrews and then comes off. I'm taking all the wadding out and the old material off the seat. It comes away quite easily. Now I'm just going to clean the base. I'm just using a coarse wire wool pad. That's not too bad, it's cleaned up okay. Okay, now it needs to be resealed. You can see at the bottom of the feet it's worse in this place. And the old varnish has just rubbed off. So I'm going to reseal the whole lot. Okay, I'm going to use Danish oil and a soft cloth. I've got rubber gloves on and I'm using a soft cloth just to rub the oil into all the nooks and crannies. It's come up well already. It's very shiny, but it does look quite good. Great, that's all done. I'm going to leave it to dry. Once it's dry, the shine should dull down a little bit. I'm just going to put the cloth in a sealed jar so I can use it later. Okay, now I'm going to sort this out. So I've taken the upholstery off and then now I'm just going to take out all the nails that are here. That is the base that I did, and I've oiled it all and it's come up quite well. So now I'm going to take the nails out further on here and then I'm going to put some sponge padding on and then some wadding, or I'm going to use calico, and then I'm going to put the upholstery on. I'm taking the nails out that was holding on the previous upholstery. I'm going to put some sponge in there as well in the holes, just so it's nice and flat. Just put it over here and then draw around it, and then I'll use the calico to cover it all in. If you're not sure how to upholster stuff, click the card above and there's more details on that video. So what we're going to do is just draw a circle around here and then cut out the sponge. I'm using scissors just to cut the sponge. You can use a serrated knife as this sometimes works a little bit better. Right, that fits. Now I'm going to cut out a couple of rectangle bits of sponge that will just insert into the gaps here. Now it's time to put the calico on. It will just hold everything in really well and stop the sponge from moving around. I'm just cutting this roughly to size. So what I'll do is staple it to about there, and the other material then goes a bit further to overlap it. Okay, I've just roughly drawn a circle here, and then I'll cut it out, and then we can always trim it afterwards. I'm using a stapler to lightly stretch the calico and fasten this in position. So I've just stapled one side and then the other, and then I'll do the same here. And then what I'll do is make sure that I keep it at the same tension all the way around so that it's a nice shape then. Okay, that's that done. I'm just going to tap them in a little bit further just with a hammer because they're slightly sticking out, and then I'll trim it all the way around the edge. Okay, I'm just going to trim off the excess now. Okay, that's not looking too bad. It's a little bit jaggedy in places, but that will just get covered up by the top layer. Okay, I'm just going to use this material that I used on a previous project. It's a bit of an offcut. I can then use this bit here because it fits perfectly, which is great. And then I can use that other bit for another project. Again, I'm just cutting the upholstery roughly, as I can always trim it afterwards. I'll do it in a similar way that I did the underneath bit, and I'll do opposite sides. Keep the tension there throughout and make sure it's nice and snug. I won't pull it too much because you'll get an odd sort of kink in. So I've just got to keep the tension equal all the way around. And then what I can do is make sure that when I staple, it goes past the calico. So staple it about there, and then I'll put a bit of trim all the way around there that will hide all the staples. Okay, that's all the staples in. Now I'm just going to trim the excess off. Okay, that's that done. All I need now is just a bit of trim, maybe like a rope type thing, that will just cover up all the staples, cover up the jagged bits of material there. So I'll have a look online and see what they got online. Okay, let's see what it looks like with the base. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, I've got some trim to go around here. Let's see which one looks better. I've got this one. It's a bit garish and very shiny. Or I've got this one. I think this one's much better. The other one's a little bit too shiny. I've got some round-headed tacks, and I'm going to be using my hammer to put them in with. They're just like a brass round-headed tack that are 20 mil. So hopefully they're not too long. There's a possibility if they're too long they might bend up as I'm hammering them in. Let's see how it goes. I'll tack them in every sort of 4 loops. I won't tack the first one, so I'll leave that right to the end to tack that in. I'll make sure that I'm nailing the tacks in exactly the same place on each one so it looks uniform. I've left 3 loops between each tack. Okay, I haven't cut the end yet. What I'm going to do is to just see where I can fold this over where the last tack goes. So I'll fold it over there, and maybe cut it there. Fold it all under there, and the last tack goes in there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Well, that's not too bad. That's another job done. That's how you upcycle, recycle a nice old wooden stool. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for some more DIY videos. Great, now it's finished and the seat goes round and round. It's amazing how smooth it is, even after all these years.